Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the DSP Morning Show. Lift up your fresh cup of joe, have yourself some bacon and eggs, and get ready to relax with me, Darkside Phil, here on DSP Gaming. How is everyone here today? Welcome, everyone, to all the early comers, because that's what we have. This morning show is essentially just a hangout session that we were already doing every day when I wasn't doing a podcast. Okay, let me give you guys a little bit of background. First of all, today is Monday, the 19th of January, 2026. And what I do every day is I do one major stream that is starting in the morning and goes all the way through the afternoon until around 4 p.m. Pacific time. And then I do another stream at night. That's a second session, usually gameplay. Starts roughly around 7 p.m. and will go to like 9:30-ish. So I do 2 streams a day, a lot of streaming, all right? And usually what I would do is either do a podcast in the morning called the Level 1 Podcast, which is a show that is segmented with specific topics and things to cover, like if there's gaming news, if there's a trailer to react to, if I want to talk about how a game is doing particularly in my rotation and if we're going to keep playing it or not, or just have a discussion with the audience about a particular topic. That's what that podcast is for. However, in between those scheduled podcasts, I've been starting my stream earlier and basically hanging out with all of you. Just chilling and having a good time, talking about various topics, doing Q&A, and essentially just relaxing. And it works well because it allows me to build up my stream attendance before we begin with the gameplay segment of the stream. So for example, today, there will be a major gameplay segment of Pokemon Legends ZA. In fact, we're going to attempt to beat the game today. We've been playing this game for over 60 hours. We completed the main story, then the DLC release, so now we've been playing the DLC for over a month, and it looks like we may complete it today. So, I was already hanging out with you guys in the morning, talking, chilling, building up the stream attendance, and just relaxing, and I started getting some feedback from my viewers saying, Phil, why aren't you recording the show and releasing it? Because sometimes you do Q&A, sometimes this is interesting content, and since you're not releasing it or recording it, if we're not there live, we miss it. We have no idea what actually took place in the morning because you didn't do anything with that content. So taking that feedback, I said, all right, fair enough. Let's do it. And so today, welcome to episode 1 of the DSP Morning Show. Again, for January 19th. All we're going to do today is hang out. I actually do have a little bit of game news to share with all of you because some things have happened. So I just want to let you know about 2 game updates that are kind of interesting that I'll likely be checking out. But outside of that, we're just here to relax. We're just here to chill and enjoy each other's company and have a good time. And by the way, Jasper Kitty is here today. Hi, Jasper. Jasper is here for the first episode ever of the morning show. You want to come up here, buddy? Jasper Kitty, want to come up here? Want to come up here and say hello to everybody? No? I want you guys to see him. Jasper Kitty, here he is. The cutest kitty there is. Jasper boy. Joining us here bright and early on the morning show. So how is everyone today? Good morning, everybody. Who do we got today? We got Nothing Here, Sintra, Lamont the Good, Scholar of Yarnum, Max James, Grandmaster Scrub, War and Peace. Chris is here. Khonshu Guide Me. It's really hard to read because there were no capitals in it. Who else? MWA. King Michael's here this morning. Jade is here this morning. Good morning. John is here. Max James. How y'all doing on Velocity Wins? How y'all doing on the YouTube side? On the Kick side, who do we got? We got, let's see here. Belibe Faxter. Podcast. Eddie Chill. RGB Kings. West Coast Gamer. Turtle Sniffer. Starboy is here. Who else do we got? Piano-ish. And many more, right? Many more. Welcome to all the early comers for the morning show. Now, be careful, buddy. Don't slip. Again, he is not used to the new setup. It's been a month, and he's still not used to it, right, buddy? He's still not used to seeing that he could crawl up here right now on the desk if he wanted. There's no reason not to. There's tons of space he could walk around, but he doesn't do it for some bizarre reason. I don't know why. It'd be nice if he did. You ready for DSP Tries It? Yeah. So, yeah, today, DSP Tries It returns. It's the first major DSP Tries It of the new year. All right, it is going to be the new Jersey Mike's hot Italian sub. That's what they call it. So basically what they're doing is they're taking the ingredients of their cold Italian sub and they're adding the hot pepper relish and I think maybe a couple other condiments, but they are grilling it, which they never did before. So it makes it a hot sandwich. It makes it that the meat is nice and cooked and melted and everything. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully it's good. I like Jersey Mike's a ton, so I don't see why I wouldn't like it. And it'll be fun. That's going to be at the tail end of the stream. So the morning show is opening the stream, and the Jersey Mike's will be closing the stream. Let's give my nose rub. Give the kitty a nose rub. Oh, how cute. So yes, that'll be like the last half hour of today's stream will be DSP Tries It, okay? And then after that, we have many other ideas for DSP Tries It this year, including Wendy's has chicken tenders and new dipping sauces. Taco Bell has some new dippable tacos and the return of the quesarito. And I believe at one point we want to try the Papa Murphy's pizza chain as well. So we have ideas for future DSP Tries It, all right? Jay, no, I've not done anything with Street Fighter 6 yet. I haven't booted it yet. But tomorrow, we're doing Street Fighter 6 on the late stream. It's going to be me attempting to take Lily to master rank. She's currently at 1-star diamond because I had really bad placement matches last year. And during that time, I will buy the Season 3 of Street Fighter 6, which will unlock a bunch of characters and stuff, which will be cool. And I think stages, too. I think it might have the stages. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. Nothing here. Thanks for a $2 Canadian super chat. Saying, excited to be a part of Internet History, Episode 1. This is officially Episode 1 of the DSP Morning Show. As you can see, chill, laid-back vibes. Nothing too serious, right? Everything just relaxed. Everything good. We just, enjoy each other's company. We shoot the shit. We hang out. I'm sure you guys are probably having a coffee or chilling. I'm relaxing. I already had my coffee. I already had my breakfast, but I'm here to relax with all of you. Very good. Could a breakfast meal reward be on the horizon, says War and Peace. We rarely talk about that. Like a DSP Tries It breakfast episode. Reason being, we know fast food breakfasts aren't that good, right? Like, they're just not. The greasy fast food fried sandwich. Like, oh. So I almost would never have anything like that unless there was, like, a need to. Like, if I'm on the road, in a rarity in the morning and I need something, like, when I used to regularly get those was when I used to pick up games physically from GameStop on release day before I would come home and start playing them and uploading videos. And that was over a decade ago. So there's really, I don't think I would ever do that unless there really was demand. Like, let's say at some point this year, someone says, hey, really, you should do breakfast on for DSP Tries It. Thing is, I'd probably have to get up earlier. Most of these fast food places stop serving breakfast by 11 a.m. Yeah, they do. Some of them stop at 10:30. So without getting up earlier, we wouldn't even be able to do it. You can't get it. Unless I order it early and it sits around, it's ice cold. I don't know. Yeah, ages and ages ago, Darth Fig, I did a McDonald's versus Burger King breakfast plates. I think I did it 2 separate episodes, didn't I? Can't remember. I know I did do breakfast. That was like the earliest episodes of DSP Tries It very, very long ago. You're talking probably like almost 15 years ago. So. What do you mean set an alarm? Guys, you realize that I'm up every morning around 8:30 a.m., right? I'm up in the morning. It's not that I sleep until the moment before I turn on my stream. How do you think I shave, I shower, I have my breakfast, I do things around the house before I'm on stream? I have a house, I have a life. Some people are like, oh, you get up at like 11:15 every day. You're insane. Jasper, you're silly. He's enjoying this, though. He's enjoying the attention. Trust me. He really wanted this attention this morning. Although it's funny because my wife's at work, and when she gets up early to go to work, Jasper behaves erratically. Like, normally, he'll come downstairs, and in the morning, we'll give him a wet treat, and he hangs out with us when we eat breakfast. Well, today, he didn't even follow me downstairs. He slept on the bed the whole time. Don't know why. Usually, he follows me downstairs. He didn't follow me today. Yes, I would have to get up earlier so I could stream earlier forget it. Why even explain to anyone who has no brain a simple concept like if I'm going to stream earlier, I have to get up earlier to prepare for the stream? Why even try, right? Just be like, if they didn't understand that, just move on, nod, yup, and then just keep going with my day. I know. Why even give them the time of day? Anyway, so how is everyone today? How's everyone doing? By the way, thank you, Nothing here. Let me get you on the leaderboard here. Our first contributor of the day. What is it? It's Nothing here 182. $2 Canadian. Oh, wow. I haven't actually converted a Canadian contribution in a couple of weeks. I wonder how the Canadian dollar is doing. Not good. The $1.44. I thought the Canadian dollar had gone up. I guess not. I think it actually went down. Okay, thank you for the first contribution. Nothing here. So, usually I will not have any topics to talk about on the morning show. Okay, just to be transparent here. I usually will never have a certain topic to talk about. But today I have two quick ones because some stuff was kind of either announced or I learned about it this morning when I was reading around the internet. So first off, in a week from today, it's the release of Highguard. So if you haven't heard about this game yet, Highguard is a game from the makers of Titanfall, I believe, and a few other games. And it's supposed to be some kind of a competitive FPS, and it's free to play. Like, you don't even have to pay for it. But the thing is, everyone has clowned on this game, saying it looks like it's the next Concord. It's the next woke slop game that was put into the pipeline probably around 2020 or 2021. And it took so long to come out that no one wants this kind of game at this point. So likely, most people are going to try it because it's free and are going to drop it right away because it's going to suck. I don't know. But if you guys are interested in seeing me try out this game, I wouldn't be against it. It's free. I mean, why not do a stream of it and just test it and see if it's any good? You know, I don't even know what it is. Is it a hero shooter like Overwatch, or is it an actual real competitive FPS? I don't even know what it is, but I'd be down to try it next week, next Tuesday. It gives us something fresh to do in the schedule, so we're not just doing the same games over and over. All right, I don't know if we'll ever play it again. It could be a one and done, but I guess we'll see. So that's one thing going on next week. And then it was announced this morning that that marathon game from Bungie is going to come out on March 5th, and it will be $39.99, so $40 USD. And it was hilarious because they announced it, and everyone's like, okay, we kind of were figuring it's a little earlier than we thought it was going to come out, but that's fine. And by the way, Marathon supposedly is an extraction shooter, so think about like the gameplay loop of, say, Arc Raiders. That's pretty much what they're going for, okay? But, excuse me. The funny part was they also announced a collector's edition that'll come with all this extra stuff, except the game. Yeah, they're going to sell a collector's edition of Marathon that doesn't include the actual video game. So what are you collecting? Not games, I guess. It's interesting. Why would they not include the game? Like, here's the thing. I've been saying this recently, is that in the next few years, here's what's going to happen. You're going to notice that game developer / publishers are not going to offer physical copies of games anymore. Okay? I just want to make this abundantly clear. This is my true belief. Within a 5-year time span, they will not be selling physical copies of games at all. Okay? The only people who will get a physical copy is if you buy the collector's edition, which is not just going to be like $10 extra. It's going to be like $100 because they're going to charge you for the soundtrack, for the box. It'll probably be a nice box, like a steel bookcase with some fancy stuff, art books, you know, all the stuff that they can make for literally pennies, but they'll charge you $100 for because people are suckers. That's how you're going to get a physical copy of the game only. It's the only way. Everyone else is just digital. They're going to phase it completely out to save money, okay? They've wanted to do this for the last decade. They don't see the value in physical production when the game's not even on the disc. It's not. The game is literally not on the game disc. It's just a download code. Just jump onto the online service of your choice and download the game in its entirety from the internet anyway. So what I'm proposing is that they're going to have no game boxes at all, no physical copies at all. Instead, here's what's going to happen. You buy it digitally for full price, you rent it, and if they ever shut down the marketplace, you can never play that game ever again. You'll lose your license, and there's nothing you can do about it unless someone actually sues and makes a law that's consumer-friendly to protect you from that practice. I think that's what's going to happen, to be honest. And if you want a physical copy, you will have to spend an incredible amount of extra money to get the collector's edition, to get a box, a disc, and all of that. And that's how you'll get it. But this is just weird to me. Marathon not including the game in their collector's edition. I just don't understand that whatsoever. That blows my mind. It confuses me. I don't get that. I would never buy that. If you're going to spend... And by the way, it's almost $200. It's like 100 and change. Let me see here. There's a controller, too, which is ludicrous. The Marathon Limited Edition DualSense controller. Did they not learn with Concord? I guess not. They didn't learn that you should not be making insane amounts of tie-in product for a game that you have no clue if anyone's going to play or like. Concord did exactly the same thing. They had a controller, they had all these things, and it failed miserably. So no one bought any of it. It's just sitting around in a warehouse somewhere or was liquidated for insanely low prices. Like, no one wants that crap. So now they're doing the same thing with Marathon. $85 Marathon controller. That is so ridiculously ludicrous. And then the collector's edition, here it is. So it has a 6-scale thief runner shell statue, collectible miniature weave worm, digital rewards, and more. It's trash. It's really terrible. Like, who the fuck wants that? Here, I want to see what the price is. They said you got to click on the link. Pre-orders are available now. So here's regular, $39.99. I want the collector's edition. How do I get it? Here it is. No, that's deluxe edition. Where's the collector's? Oh, here it is. Pre-order now, collector's edition. Where's the price? I'm going to click pre-order now. $189.99 for a stupid figurine of one of the characters that looks retarded. A book that looks like digital slop. It looks like it's like Ghost in the Shell. A bunch of fucking postcards. I'm not kidding. It's like little art prints. This is awful. $190 fucking dollars for this shit, and it doesn't have the game. It doesn't even have the fucking game. You can't make this shit up. This is how dumb they are. Didn't everyone clown on this game when it was advertised a few months ago? Why are they selling a $190 collector's edition? You have to be mentally deficient if you're in charge of this project. Seriously. Oh my God. Anyway, so I will not be spending $190 on that game. That is absolutely insane. However, I might play it. If it is an extraction shooter, and you know, I'm new to extraction shooters, but I've been really enjoying Arc Raiders, I'd probably at least give it a try to see if it's anything good. Okay? Maybe. Why not? Why not give it a try and see if it's any good? And if it's no good, then it's no good and we dump it, right? That's fine. So let's see. So I think next week, I will check out Highguard when it comes out on Tuesday, and we'll either laugh at it or enjoy it, depending on if it's good or bad. And then come early March, Marathon's coming out. In fact, let me add this now to my game release schedules. Here we go. So here we go. So that is Highguard. January 26th, and then Marathon is March 5th. That's the same day as Pokemon Pocopia. So I'll have 2 releases on that day, I guess. Wow. Although, to be honest, I do feel like we're gonna end up not liking it after a couple of streams and probably dropping it, but it is what it is, I guess. So we should give it a shot, right? Okay. Okay. Am I going to play Call of Duty this week? No. We don't have time for it. At most, we might have one open stream. If we beat Pokemon today, and if we complete Clair Obscur tomorrow, All right. Then we will have an open stream coming up on Friday. And if we have an open stream coming up on Friday, I could do whatever I want. But I was thinking maybe we give Code Violet a second try because some people have been requesting that just to see if they patched it and if it's any better. And if it's dog shit, it's dog shit and we won't play it again. But I'm just curious because people have been asking me to try it again. I'm like, okay, maybe we'll do that on Friday. But no, we're not doing any we are not doing any Call of Duty this week. Okay. So that's all I got to talk about today. Those two news stories, because they came out of nowhere. So now I'm just curious, what do you guys want to chat about today as we build up the stream? We're building up a good audience here for Pokemon so far. How y'all doing? Good morning to you, happy but cautious. How you doing? Remember to hydrate. I just did. I just had a nice refreshing sip of filtered water. Turkey Tom has been completely exposed and BTFO. Do you consider this another Pro Jared moment? No, Turkey Tom was a nobody to begin with. I don't care about Turkey Tom. Like, he has no significance to anything in the human existence. Why do I care if he's been exposed or not? He doesn't affect anything. He's a fart in the wind like everybody else. Like, I don't care about him. I don't give a shit. Anyway, what's my favorite Pokemon? Gyarados. Darth Fig says, honestly, even though Code Violet was a bad game, it was super entertaining and funny to watch. I know. I absolutely know. It was at least fun to try. It was really a ripoff at $50. Let's see if they fixed it. What's my favorite Pokemon game? Pokemon Blue, the original. The first one I ever played. Will I ever give shiny hunting a shot? You know we've played Pokemon Legends ZA for over 60 hours. 60. 6-0. We only caught one shiny, and it was the one that shows up because of the plot. I think we only ever saw one other shiny in the game, and we couldn't get it. So, that's pretty crazy, huh? That's pretty nuts. Oh, here's a good one. This troll in chat says, name one thing in the last 30 minutes of your morning show that's been uplifting. You're just so negative. First of all, the morning show's only been on for 22 minutes. But would you like me to show you a nice, positive, uplifting part? You ready? Here it is. Ready? There it was. That was the very positive. See? Amazing. New HBO Game of Thrones show released today. I don't care. I haven't seen Game of Thrones since, 4 seasons into the original show. I just don't care about Game of Thrones, honestly. Exactly. Nostalgia. The original Pokemon is always the original and best. Like, even though I'm well aware that FromSoft has done many better things since Dark Souls 1, I still feel like Dark Souls 1 is my favorite of the whole Soulsborne style game. It was the one that started it all. Expedition 33 or Dragon Quest 11 as a good role-playing game? What do you mean? They're both great role-playing games. I don't know what you mean by that. Excuse me. So, the point of this show is to build up attendance for the gameplay segment, which is going to take place roughly between 15 to 30 minutes from now. So if you're here and you're saying, oh, is Pokemon coming? It is. We're going to have a nice big Pokemon stream. Where are we in the game right now? Well, we just caught Groudon, however you say their name. Groudon, I don't know how to pronounce it. And we have to catch the other legendary from Pokemon Omega Ruby, whatever, Sapphire, whatever it's called. And once we catch the other one, then we have to see what happens in the story. I'm worried because someone had said there is a final grinding segment where you have to do 100,000 research points. That's nuts if true. Because the last time we had to do 75,000. That took 2 hours. So I hope it's not true. If it is, we are going to do our darndest to grind through today and finish it up and see if we can get to the end. Because all that's left after that is, what, Rayquaza? And I think that's the end of the game. There's nothing left. We've done everything at that point. So, let's see how it goes. And hopefully we have a great stream. Remember when I play Pokemon, for a $20 contribution, you can either name a Pokemon that I have in my box and have it added to the party for the rest of that stream, or you can request that a Pokemon that's already named, perhaps one that you named on a past stream, can be in the party for the entirety of the stream. We usually have at least 2 to 3 comers for that offer, and they really seem to enjoy it. It's actually one of the reasons why this has been one of the best supported playthroughs that I've done in a long time. So, yeah, that offer is available for today, even if today is the final stream. Keep in mind, there's some brand new Pokemon we caught. I just caught the Groudon, however you say it. Maybe someone's interested in that. I don't know. No, Jade, it's like I said, I can't play new characters on night streams for Street Fighter 6. It's just not possible. In order to play a new character in Street Fighter 6, I have to take that character into their trial/combo trials, right? So I have to do basically all the tutorial stuff. Then I have to go into training mode and learn the basic combos, the strategies. Then I have to basically try to take them online. That's 2 hours is enough time. Like, no lie. It'd probably take over an hour just to get that first part done. So the only way I can try a new character in Street Fighter 6 is if we start doing it as day streams. And the only way that I can do that is if people come and support these streams that I'm doing this week. So we got tomorrow night on the late stream, I'm taking Lily into ranked, and I'm going to try to get her up to master level. There's no way we're doing it in 2 hours, but I'm going to do my best to grind from 1-star diamond high up. And then Friday night, we got Friday night fights, where probably I'll pick 2 other characters and we'll go online. But I can't do new characters right now. It's just not possible. If these streams are consistently getting people to show up, engage, and support, then I will do a daytime stream or 2 of Street Fighter 6 coming up, and we'll pick a new character. But that's the only way I can do it. Nothing here says, when it comes to new games, do you think 2026 will again be a year of the indies, or will AAA games make a comeback? It's a good question. The thing is, Resident Evil Requiem is starting off the year for the AAA releases, right? It really is. Like, there's really nothing else that compares to that game. And when that comes out, the thing is, Capcom's been on a good run. Pretty much every Resident Evil game that has come out in the last 5 to 10 years has been amazing, okay? So, because of that, I actually am having some confidence that Resident Evil Requiem will be good. You know, we watched the trailer for it the other day, where, what was it, the 15-minute, presentation. It looked promising. So I hope that it's good. And if that might be what gets us back into momentum for AAA studios. I don't know. I hope so. The thing is, I like AAA games. I do. I like nice graphics. I like, big giant set pieces, good voice acting, and big budgets and all kinds of good things. But they just haven't put those out recently. We need that back, right? So let's see what happens. If GTA 6 comes out this year, that just changes the whole landscape of gaming, right? It will. Okay. I'm glad that I have lots of viewers on Kick. I'm glad to hear that. Over 100, right? Cool. That's great for a quick morning show build-up. Yeah, over 100 viewers. Thank you, everyone who's watching me on Kick. We got over 200 on YouTube right now. Thanks to anyone watching me on YouTube. Appreciate that. How did I make the thumbnail for the stream? Oh, I hand drew it. I hand drew the art. What I did is everything there is hand drawn, and then I actually printed it out with my printer, and I cut it with scissors, and I glued the pieces onto each other, and then I scanned it. That's how I made the thumbnail for the stream. Any chance to see a retro playthrough of Pokemon Blue? I'm not sure how I would do that. Is Pokemon Blue even available to, play anywhere besides original Game Boy? I don't know about that. I've never had a falafel sandwich. No, I have not. I have had falafels. Yes, I have. Remember we did them years ago? When I did I don't know if it was a DSP Tries It. It might have just been like a Feasting with the King, but it could have been a DSP Tries It. If you remember, I took the falafel and I dipped it in the fresh hummus. It tasted absolutely amazing. It blew me away. I'm like, wow. That combination of like deep fried flavor with the almost like nuttiness of the hummus, it was like perfect. Like, damn, they complement each other so well. But I never had it as like a sandwich. Yep. You know Rockstar is going to do that, Zelvania. Zelvania says, I won't even be able to play GTA 6 when it comes out. I don't own a modern console. They'll probably release the PC port 1 to 2 years later like they usually do. Yeah, because they want a double dip, triple dip. They're going to sell you it on PS5 Pro and Xbox Series X, right? Then it's going to be PC a year later. Then there's going to be some kind of a special edition that's going to be a double resell. Seriously, you will end up buying that game 3 times. Absolutely. You know, here's one thing that I have a question about with GTA 6, because I haven't really heard many people talking about it. Is it going to have GTA Online or not? Because they haven't talked about it at all. Have you noticed that? And that's so bizarre, because with GTA 5, they were really hyping GTA Online. They were like, ooh, the new online component where, you know, it's a virtual world and you're going to get immersed in this world and you're going to want to really jump in and be a part of it and, you know, make characters and roleplay. Have they even talked about the new GTA Online? I haven't heard anything about it, right? All they're talking about is the base game and the characters in that game and stuff like that. So I'm really wondering what's going on with that. Will it even be available during the launch of the game? Or is it going to be like they did with GTA 5 where the story releases and then like a few weeks later, then they do the online and then it all crashes and fails and doesn't work and then they have to fix it? I wonder. Yeah, supposedly there was a boiler explosion at a Rockstar office this morning. Don't ask me what happened there, how their boiler exploded, but apparently it did. Okay. All right. So, what else do you guys want to talk about? And by the way, thanks for being here for the first ever DSP morning show for those that are live. If you could engage with the content, that would be splendid. If you could give the stream a like if you are enjoying the chill vibes of the morning show, that would be very nice of you, and it would help a lot. If you're watching this morning show on demand, the very first episode, it would be great if you could like the video and leave some comments for engagement. You know, respond to any of the topics that we're talking about today. Let's get your take on those, okay? And also keep in mind that you can support the content however you see fit, whether you like to do a super chat or become a member or give some memberships on YouTube. If you wanted to send me some kicks or perhaps become a sub or send some gifted subs on Kick or maybe a tip via PayPal, all those things are greatly appreciated. Thanks to anyone who contributes to the show. Right now we have 1 contribution so far this morning. Jade, okay, gotcha. He says he would like to see Randy again. Randy is in the party already. You know, we haven't really swapped them out or anything in a long time. We're talking about the Pokemon party, for the record. No, there will never be a guest on the DSP Morning Show. The DSP Morning Show is just a chill vibe interacting with you guys, that's it. Guests always will be on the Level 1 podcast, for sure. Or a special edition. It will never be on the morning show. That's the whole thing, is this show is supposed to be relaxed, laid back, not really planned out. If anything happens, like today we had some news, but if anything happens, it's on the cuff, spontaneous, nothing special. You know, I would never say, oh, a trailer came out, let's react to it. No, that's for the podcast. You see, that's the difference. That's a lie. My PayPal is working. If you continuously lie about that, you will be removed. Shout out to Rod. Rod has just sent a super chat my way. Thank you so much, Rod. He says, I admit it's not really your thing. Would you have any desire to go on an MLC podcast, one of the highest super chatted comedy podcasts on YouTube? They would split the net with you anytime you go on. I have no idea what you're talking about. What? I'm going to explain how the internet works. A lot of people seem to be confused. Okay? Here's how the internet works. Okay? If someone runs a podcast, what happens is they seek guests for their show. They reach out and they contact potential guests and invite them on their show. Okay? That's how it works. I think people seem to have this really confused notion of how it works. They think, why don't you just appear on a show? Because that's not how it works. They would have to reach out to me via one of my public methods, like DM me on X or send me an email and say, hey, DSP, we're interested in having you on the show. Here's when we do our show. Here's the method by which we do our show. Would you like to talk about being a guest? Then I would consider it and either accept or deny and set it up with them. It's not just, I just magically appear on the show, or, oh, I just go and I harass people who run shows and say, hey, can I be on your show? No, that's not how it works. They invite you. You see? I legit have no idea why people have this real confusing notion of how podcasts work. Like, it's not, oh, Joe Rogan has a podcast, so I harassed the Joe Rogan Experience crew and say, can I go on the show a million times and see if they let me on? No. Joe Rogan gets interested in me and then contacts me and says, would you be on my show? That's how it works. And that's why I'll never be on the Joe Rogan Experience, because he'll never care about me. Do you see how it works? Rod did another $5 super chat and says, trust me, they'll reach out. I'm an emissary. If you don't outright reject it, expect a DM. They can always DM me. I don't know anything about it. I've never heard of it. I don't even know what it is. If someone ever DMs me and says, hey, you're interested in being on a show, I always look into it. I'm not saying I'm going to say yes. I'm just saying I will look into it. Simple as that. Cool. Thanks for the super chats. I don't know anything about this Reddit moderator or whatever. I don't care. I don't use Reddit. Reddit is completely worthless. I would never use Reddit. There's no reason to ever go on that site. I'm not even kidding. Like, I never in my life have used Reddit. Ever. There's no point to ever using it. It has no useful information or any reason to ever go there. So I don't know anything about a Reddit moderator arguing. Who gives a fuck about Reddit? No, I didn't hear about Boogie faking his own death, but I mean, he's on a show called Lolcow Live where it's a bunch of scripted nonsense, so I wouldn't be shocked if that's something that was planned. No, I don't think that Joe Rogan or his kids know me in any way. I don't think so. I'm not culturally relevant in that way anymore. Maybe if this was 15 years ago, but I'm not there. I'm not a big known guy except for drama here or there. That's about it. So no, they're not going to know who I am. I did get a good night's sleep last night, Jade. Actually, I did a really big workout last night, which kind of pooped me out. And then I was able to sleep very soundly last night as a result. So it actually worked out pretty well. Cypress TV, how you doing, man? 33 months as a member, and he's back. He says, what up? Finally able to catch the stream. It's good to have you back, Cypress. Very good. Okay. What else you guys want to chat about this morning before we start with Pokemon? Because we will start with Pokemon soon. But we're chilling. We're having a good time. So we'll go wait a little longer here. Great attendance right now. But I know what's going to happen is when we go to play Pokemon, half of you are going to leave. That's what always happens. As soon as we start with Pokemon, half the audience leaves. It's like, oh. Well, it is what it is. Excuse me. No, I've never played ranked Pokemon. I don't even know anything about that. If half the people leave during Pokemon, why is it in rotation still? Because those who stick around for Pokemon are a very engaged and supportive audience, to be honest. Like, even though, let's say, for example, we're about to play Pokemon and we're going to dip below 200 viewers on YouTube. We'll probably have under 100 on Kick. I'm serious. These people love Pokemon. They come by. They talk with me the entire stream about Pokemon. They help me with the different weaknesses and things that I need to know about Pokemon. And then they support the stream. So in this case, it's an audience that's not a huge one, but it is a very engaged and supporting one. So why would I not continue on with that project, right? It might not be for everyone, but hey, I'm a variety streamer. I do a variety of content for a variety of viewers. Therefore, if there is a project that I do that is lesser attended, but still is getting great engagement and support, there's no reason to say, oh, I'm not going to do it. I ultimately would like good attendance and support for everything that I do, but I can't make that happen, you know? There's nothing I can really do about that, but in this case, it's worked really well. It's been one of the longest running, best engaged and supported playthroughs I've done in a very long time. Today being the grand finale, possibly. I don't know what's next. If we have to grind for 100,000 points or not, we'll have to see. But I guess we'll see what happens. Okay. No, I would never count Pokemon for this year's Game of the Year. It's a game that came out last year. No, that would not happen. All right. Well, anything else to talk about today, folks? Because like I said, the one thing that I do want to talk about, which we didn't talk about today, is this marathon coming up. I want to do a marathon in early February. And with some of the ideas that we've had is to continue the Mega Man event and finish up Mega Man 8 and play 9 and 10. We've also talked about doing a marathon where I just do a variety of games that people nominate, and they're all games I haven't played yet. So it's like a first-time experience with each game to see if any of them are good and things that I would want to play in my rotation or not. Another idea was someone said to do like a Dark Souls marathon where we take a Dark Souls game and maybe we mod it and we do like a run to see how these mods affect the game. You know, it's supposed to be like a new experience. So all of those are possible ideas for a marathon. So I want to start planning and figuring that out so that we can lock in a date for early February and then type it up and get excited for it. Oh, the other thing would have been a Super Bowl marathon where we do one either right before or on the Super Bowl. And that we've done as well. So that's like 4 different ideas, but I'm not sure which one to go with. Jim charged a $2 super chat. He says, when's the top 10 countdown coming? How about this? All right. What we should do is we should talk about that. And I think it will be next week. Now, next week is a short week for me. Okay, next week I'm only here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'm off Thursday and Friday. But I'm back on Saturday. So here's what we'll do. One of those days of next week on a podcast, we will do my Game of the Year Awards countdown. And then on another one of those podcasts, possibly the 31st, so the final day of January, we will do the best and worst of DSP Tries It 2025, where we'll look at the best episodes and worst things that I tried, stuff like that, okay? So that'll be coming up next week, over the course of that week. So earlier on in the week, the Game of the Year countdown, and then later in the week, the DSP Tries It countdown, but it's going to be on this podcast, okay? So thank you. That was Chimchar with a $2 super chat. Wait, did I already add that? No, I didn't, right? No. Will I watch the Super Bowl if the Seahawks make it? No. I don't care. Abdullah says, would you order chicken wings and nacho chips for the Super Bowl? It's the usual combo for NFL Super Bowl. If we do a marathon during the Super Bowl, then maybe I would order that kind of food during the Super Bowl and do almost do a TSP Tries It on it, right? We could. But that's if we do a Super Bowl marathon. I don't know if we want to do that or not. Epic Pulse, thanks for $2. I appreciate that. If you do a Super Bowl marathon, it makes no sense to not play Madden games. Well, that's the thing. I don't really care about Madden. I don't want to play it. So that's why I'm thinking just don't do a Super Bowl marathon, right? Just do something different. Maybe do it like the day before the Super Bowl. That way people won't, or the day after. You know, it depends on the date. We'll have to look, but basically do it not on the Super Bowl so that way people won't make an excuse that they can't make it because the Super Bowl was on. Oh, yeah, that's true. Nicolas Cage is making a movie about the life of John Madden. I forgot about that. He's going to try to make himself look like John Madden, which is pretty crazy. When will I bring back Hawaiian shirts? Well, it's not necessarily Hawaiians. It's just like more like light weather button downs, you know, like short sleeve shirts. Because they're not all Hawaiian shirts. I have a good variety of them. They come back when the weather gets warmer again. That's the thing. Like around spring-ish time, that's when I bring those back. And then that goes all through spring, summer, and early fall. Then around early fall, I go to long sleeve shirts and fall and winter attire. And then I alternate. Today, I'm wearing a lighter shirt again because we have full sun outside again. This is ridiculous. It is cooler. It's not as warm today. But still, we've been getting full sun every single freaking day all week. And according to this, it's like on and off now. And so the temperatures are up and down. I can't wear cooler clothes till it's actually cool. And it looks like it'll start being cool on Thursday. So, yeah, like I want to wear sweaters and stuff again. I can't. It's too hot. I'm not even kidding. It's spring weather, but it's not even the middle of winter. And we have spring weather. So global warming is hurting us. I think what they were saying is that this year is that El Nino thing, which is that tropical current that comes throughout the Pacific Ocean and it warms everything up. So we have that this year. So we have no snow, no cold temperatures at all. Nothing. Did I see Mortuary's Assistant is getting a movie? Would I watch it? The premise of Mortuary Assistant could be scary. If you were in a mortuary and actually the bodies were coming alive and you were getting sucked into another dimension and stuff. The game itself was not very good in my opinion. But it could be a good movie. Maybe the movie would actually be better than the game. Do I no longer use the wrist rest that moves with your mouse? No, I talked about this last night. Here, let me show you. So, I have the wrist rest that goes on your wrist, and it has the strap and everything. Okay, so, just show you how it works. So, it goes on your wrist, and it actually has a magnetic strap that holds it in place, and it's good. It glides all around your desk. It works really well for first-person shooters. So when I played Call of Duty last, I really enjoyed using this wrist rest. It was incredibly comfortable, and it helped a lot with my aim. It actually did. No lie, I'm not going to lie. I thought, oh, it's just a piece of plastic. No, it legit works. It's actually incredibly good for FPS games. However, I tried using it with other games. Like when I started playing RimWorld a couple weeks ago, it didn't work at all. My wrist was hurting. So I just went and got a standard, like foam wrist rest, memory foam wrist rest. And that one is super comfortable for like regular gaming. So if you're someone who's going to be moving your hand around a ton because you're playing, you're aiming, and you're moving, you'll want something like this for competition. But outside of that, you just kind of need a regular one for other regular stuff, or else it doesn't really work very well. So there you go. And yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I bought all this stuff. I bought, a high-end gaming keyboard, high-end gaming wireless mouse. I bought, obviously, an OLED monitor for gaming, not just for FPSs, but for other games too. I bought the wrist rest. I bought all these accessories, and I went and played Call of Duty, and no one cared. That's why I was frustrated that day a couple weeks ago. Remember, I even talked about it, did a special thing, and I said, yeah, guys, I'm frustrated because I spent all this time and effort upgrading my setup to make it, basically prime equipment for any kind of gaming, and you guys just don't care about Call of Duty no matter what I do, even when I'm doing good, because that was the thing. It improved my performance. I had a positive kill-death ratio. I was kicking ass. People still didn't care. Like, well, that sucks. I guess it is what it is. We're going to have to wait. Maybe with Highguard next week, people will care. I don't know. Maybe with the next Call of Duty. I don't know. I just feel like it was sad that it was a failed investment. I put so much into it, and people just don't care about Call of Duty right now. We get no snow at all in Washington, King Michael. Seriously, like we used to get at least a few inches a year. We get nothing now. It's too hot. We haven't had a day of freezing temperatures. It's like spring outside, so there's no way we could have snow. It sucks. Shock says, what do I think is the best game to movie or TV series ever? The thing is, there just haven't been that many, and the ones that have come out haven't been good, to be honest. Like, I mean, a lot of them I haven't seen. Like, I didn't see Detective Pikachu and stuff like that. I'm watching Fallout right now, and I really like it, but a lot of people are hating on it. I don't know why. I think that the Fallout TV show is probably one of the best conversions ever. It's taking the lore from the game, and it's extrapolating upon it, adding to it, making it more interesting. I like it a lot. I actually think that the Fallout TV show may be my favorite, but I don't know. What is this one called? I have no idea. It's a very generic one I got off Amazon. I actually tried a few different ones. They all sucked, and then this one ended up being really comfortable, but I have no clue. It's cheap. It's just a cheap memory foam rest. It's not anything special. It's not anything that, to be excited or whatever. The Fallout TV show feels like a long game cutscene. That's what it is. It's a TV show. It's not interactive. It's a cutscene. You're right. That's dead on correct. That's exactly what the show is meant to be. A fair assessment. The Mario Galaxy movie will be better than the Fallout show. Or you can like whatever you like. I can't stop you from liking something. All I could do is share my opinions, and my opinion on the Mario movie. I hated it. I thought it was the most boring slop I've ever seen, and it completely squandered 30 plus years of history of a game franchise, maybe almost 40 years of game history of a franchise. For nothing. Literally for nothing. But hey, it made money, right? Congrats on getting MVP in Rivals again, Jay. You must be really good at it. Why am I using AI slop for my thumbnail instead of real art? Well, because I can't draw. I have no graphic design experience whatsoever. I can't hire anyone to do work for me because if I do, they're afraid of getting harassed by my detractors and people on Kiwi farms. So no one wants to associate with me in a professional manner. It's also why I can't get a real editor. That's why. So I use AI, and AI works. I'm tossing, I pay for it, and I toss into one of these AI services, and I tell it what I want, and I tweak it a few times, and it looks good. So that's why. Very simply put. No, I never watched Beetleborgs or VR Troopers. Oh, I know that absolutely nobody cares that I'm using AI with a rational brain. I know that. It's only idiots who just want to complain about every single thing that I do and say it's no good. Just like every single person has been using AI background music for like 5 years now in all of their content, and it was fine. But the moment that I subscribed to the Roland Bridgecast catalog and started using it, everyone just complained, oh, how dare you? It's slop, it's terrible. But everyone has already done it, and you had no problem with them, but it's you, so we don't like it. Oh, so it's not that you don't like me using the music, it's that you just complain about everything I do, so I don't care anymore. Like, I just ignore it. There's no point in paying attention to a whiny child who pulls on your leg every 2 seconds. That's just a whiny child. Away with you. What do you mean I pick dumb songs? Do you don't like this one? Here, listen to this song. Played the piano, it sounds good on the morning show. I don't pick the songs. They just automatically play. Like, this one's ragtime. I'll thumb this one down. I don't particularly like any of the ragtime stuff that it plays. I actually think that the ragtime stuff isn't very good. So I'm thumbed that one down. So it doesn't play it again. Okay. Okay. So any last minute stuff you guys want to chat about before we get set up for Pokemon? Because now we've been doing the morning show for about an hour. I feel like that's a good length to keep it. And I'd like to get started with Pokemon, although admittedly, it looks like we don't have any of the regulars for Pokemon here yet, because usually by now we'd have 2 or 3 people coming by and saying, hey, I want this Pokemon in the party and stuff. So I wonder how the stream's going to do today. I mean, this is potentially the final Pokemon stream. I guess we'll see how it goes. What do you mean? Heartbreaker says, do any of those classic RPGs you want to play have a name game for the audience like Pokemon does? I have no idea what that means. Name game? Thanks, Nothing Here. You taking off? All right. Because we're getting started in a moment here. Well, speaking of the devil, I've just received a $40 tip. And it says, I would like to remain anonymous. Looking forward to the stream. Please keep Frankie and Casper in the party for today. So this is the person who has been keeping those 2 particular Pokemon in the party for quite some time. And they're contributing right now. Okay, so thank you very much to the anonymous $40 tipper. We will keep Frankie and Casper in the party for today, per your request. Thank you so much. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, thank you. All right. All right, I think it's time to end the show. So now you can see the kind of vibe that we're going to have on the morning show. As you saw, I, by chance today, had some stuff to talk about because some stuff had happened. You know, Highguard is coming out next week. We'll probably give it a go. And in early March 5th, Marathon releases. And yeah, I'll probably end up trying that too. But normally, I probably won't have specific topics to talk about on this show. The whole idea is that we're just kind of relaxing and interacting and seeing what you guys want to talk about. It'll give people a lot of chance to perhaps ask me questions, do some chill Q&A and stuff like that. But it definitely is not ever going to really have any kind of guided focus or anything like that. There'll never be reacting to anything on this show. There'll never be a guest on this show. That stuff will be kind of reserved for the Level 1 podcast where we'll have more targeted stuff to talk about. For example, tomorrow we are going to do a podcast because tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time, they're going to put out a Life is Strange broadcast explaining the future of the franchise, and the expectations are they're going to announce probably 1 or 2 new games coming out, and where the plot is going. And I'm interested in that, so I want to react to that on tomorrow's podcast. So tomorrow there'll be a podcast. We'll probably watch and react to that together, and anything else going on as well. Same thing, I believe later this week you have Xbox is doing a presentation. And so I'll probably the day after that presentation do a podcast, react to that presentation because they're supposed to talk about the new Fable, the new Forza Horizon, and a third game as well. That's the kind of stuff that the podcast is saved up for, while this is just chilling and building up the stream attendance. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I hope that you guys enjoy. And I'll see you on the next morning show, which will be coming on Wednesday morning. In fact, the next morning show will be the build-up to Build with Phil, because on Wednesday, I'm going to be bringing Legos back to stream, and we're going to start work on that Super Mario Brothers Lego set. It's the Super Mario World, Mario riding Yoshi. We're going to start building that as the daytime stream on Wednesday, and we'll see how it goes. I hope we can get people for it, and they'll chill, but the thing is, having an hour build-up, then going into it, will be a nice, chill way to do it, you know? I just got a $2 tip. Someone says, don't sweat it. Asmongold uses AI for his content, too. If he does, great. Good for him. If he doesn't, great. I know that he probably pays an editor to edit stuff, right? Which is cool, because I wish I could do that, honestly. But it is what it is, right? Okay. All right. Let us end our first ever episode of the morning show. I would love feedback. If you watched this show today on demand or whatever, let me know. Like I said, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumb up. Please leave comments. I want to know what you think about the morning show. Any suggestions, any improvements, anything did you like, you didn't like? I would love to hear it. Okay? Sound good? All right. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time for the DSP Morning Show. Thanks a lot, guys.